Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is 50 from Muffin Cup Gaming, and I'd like to welcome you to the inaugural Hearthstone Arena presentation. So, what I'll be doing is I'll be going through the arena. I will go through the drafting process as well as a game or two, depending on time, and just have fun in arena. So today it looks like I have the choices between Warlock, Shaman, and Priest. I actually just finished a run with the Priest that didn't go too well, so I'm leaning towards Shaman or Warlock. I will pick Shaman. I like cards like the Elementals that they have, and Shaman is just kind of fun. Ooh, Doomhammer. That's an easy pick. The other two cards are pretty terrible. Like the Hungry Crab is only useful if you go Murlocs or if you're facing Murlocs, and the Farsight's not that great. So here we have a choice between the Jungle Panther, Loot Hoarder, and Silver Patriarch. Well, Silver Patriarch is a fairly horrible card. It's a 3 mana for a 1/4, so it doesn't really excel in anything. There's no real point in taking it. These two cards are both very strong. Loot Hoarder obviously being a 2 for a 2/1 that gets you a card, and then Jungle Panther being a 3 for a 4/2 that has stealth. I'm leaning towards the Jungle Panther just because it's an aggro card, and you can always pick up draw elsewhere. Kind of. Either way, Jungle Panther I think is just a better card in this situation. Alright, so we have Nightblade, Silverhand Knight, and Flametongue Totem. Nightblade, not very good for, it's just too high of a cost. With the battle cry, that's fairly mediocre. If the battle cry was maybe deal 3 damage, and you get to choose where that goes, I think it'd be a little better, but as it currently stands, it's not very good. Silverhand Knight's a very strong card. I'll most likely be picking this. And I know a lot of people are a fan of Flametongue Totem, but the problem with Flametongue is it's very situational. It requires you to have, I guess it requires you to have at least 2 creatures to get, a maximum potential out of it, and it creates for some awkward plays where you just play cards because you have the Flametongue Totem, and I don't know, I just don't have very good experiences with it, so I'll pass it for now. Although if I get more cards like Silverhand Knight, it might be worth it to play, because cards like Silverhand Knight are a 2 for a 1, which makes it a very good card in Arena. Alright, well, Stormforged Axe is probably one of the best cards that you can pick out of here. Shield Bearer is kind of another horrible card. It has no attack, so it doesn't really do much except stall for a turn or 2, but yeah, that's about it. It's just not very good. Stormwind Champion is very good. It's, it's pretty good. But compared to Stormforged Axe, which is a 2 for a 2 and a 3 durability, I don't think it stands a chance in this choice. Alright, once again, we will ignore the Silverback Patriarch. Now, Fen Creeper and Lord of the Arena are both fairly good cards. I'm leaning towards... I do have a lot of 5-drops. Like, originally I was thinking I'm leaning towards the Fen Creeper because it is a 5-drop and has that extra health here. Gives it a little more durability, but because I already have 2 5-drops, I might just take the Lord of the Arena so I get that 6 drop as well. And it's an offensive taunt with 6/5, so it's not too bad. Alright, we have Acidic Swamp Ooze, Bloodlust, and Lightning Bolt. Out of these, I like the Acidic Swamp Ooze and Lightning Bolt the most. I'm going to take the Lightning Bolt because it's just a very strong card. Bloodlust, once again, good card, but And Acidic Swamp Ooze, it's a very, very good card. If Lightning Bolt wasn't here, I'd most likely take that. Okay, Dread Corsair. Not a bad pick, actually, because I do have 2 weapons so far, Doomhammer as well as Stormforged Axe. So it's something to think about. Goldshire Footman is just not really good. 1/2 taunt for 1. Just Nah, I would say try to stay away from it if you can. Fork Lightning, another removal card, and I do like removal. And I have a bunch of creatures. If I didn't have 3 creatures already, I'd probably take the Dread Corsair, but I'm going to take the Fork Lightning for now. Okay, a War Golem, a Bluegill Warrior, and a Jungle Panther. A Bluegill Warrior, basically a 2 for deal 2 damage, just because this won't be surviving very long. War Golem is an okay, it's a very vanilla card, no battle cry or anything here, and it's just a 7 for 7/7. It's a big beefy creature, but I do like the Jungle Panther again. Oh man, looks like we got another Lightning Bolt. I do like the Lightning Bolt, and I might take it. Argent Squire, very strong 1-drop. It has the Divine Shield, giving it an extra durability. So it's very strong, but I don't have much here that'll boost this up. Like, you know, if I was playing, say, a Paladin deck, you know, a Blessing of Kings or something else, or even a Dark Iron Dwarf would be nice, but I don't have anything to pair it with right now, so I'm going to take the removal. And I already have, I have 2 big creatures right now, so I don't think taking a Lord of the Arena this early will do much for my mana curve, and it's just not really needed right now. Ooh, nice. Well, very easy pick here. I'm going to take Ragnaros. Alakir, it's widely known as one of the worst legendaries in the game, so steer clear of this card. And Nosdormu, fun card, but it just pales in comparison to Ragnaros, which is just one of the best cards, legendaries in the game right now. Okay, let's see, the Boulder Fist Ogre, Kobold Geomancer, and Bluegill Warrior. I'm gonna pass on the Bluegill Warrior. I don't really think it meshes well with this deck right now. Kobold Geomancer is okay. A 2 for a 2/2 with spell damage is, kind of another mediocre-ish card. Not bad, not great. So, man, I don't want to take the Boulder Fist Ogre though, just because, once again, I have a very big mana curve. I guess I might take the Kobold Geomancer because I do have a lot of removal here. I have the Fork Lightning and the 2 Lightning Bolts, and it's a 2-drop, so it helps even out my mana curve a little bit, so I guess I'll take it for now. Reckless Rocketeer, Archmage, and Mogushan Warden. Well, Mogushan Warden, out of the more defensive taunt guys, I guess he's one of the better ones. He is 4 mana, so he's cheap, and he has 7 health, which is a ton of durability, so he can take a beating. I guess in a priest deck he'd be, especially good because you can heal him up, and he's just sort of a brick wall for you. But I don't see the point of taking him here. Reckless Rocketeer, 5/2 charge for 6 is a really strong card. It's basically 6 mana for deal 5 damage, similar to the Bluegill Warrior, but 5 damage is pretty significant. Although in this case, I'm going to take the Archmage. I'm going to take it for the spell damage for 1, and it's also a 4/7, so it has that offensive potential as well as the 7 health, which makes it very strong. Now, I do need to sort of even out my curve a little bit. We're about a little past a third of the way in, and my curve isn't looking very healthy. I don't have too many early game cards, although I do have pretty strong mid to late game stuff, so I'm not too worried. Young Dragonhawk, not really good. Wind Fury is great and all, but it'll probably die the first time it attacks unless it's attacking a creature or a hero directly. So, Bluegill Warrior, I keep seeing this guy. And Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker is one of the best cards in Arena. It's a 4/4, 4/3, which is in itself okay, not very good, but okay. But it also has the Silence, which will help remove any threats, which makes it a really, really strong card, so I'll take that. Okay, Gurubashi Berserker. It's a really fun card, and it's really strong in a priest deck. You can attack into a creature, it'll gain the 3 attack and then you can heal it back up. Oasis Snapjaw, it's not bad for a 4/7, or rather a 4 for a 2/7. Pretty much the same idea as a Mogushan Warden, but it does have 2 attack, which makes it a little more useful offensively. Chillin' Yeti, one of the best vanilla cards in the game. It's a 4 for a 4/5, and it's just super value. 5 health makes it really difficult to kill, 4 mana, really cheap, and 4 attack, making it an offensive force. Senjin Shieldmaster, Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and Corehound. I'm gonna skip Corehound. It's a 7 mana, only has 5 health. I think it dies, a little too easily for something that costs so much, and it doesn't add anything to the game, or as it comes out. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, I like this card, although I don't have too. I guess I have the Jungle Panthers, which die fairly easily, but I don't have too many creatures that'll die quickly. I think I have a fairly decent mix of guys that are pretty sturdy. So if I was running a deck that had a lot of early game aggro, I think this would be really strong, but since I don't, I'm going to take the Shieldmaster. I'm actually a huge fan of the Shieldmaster. I think a 4 for a 3/5 is a really good mix of offensive and defensive for a decent value. Yeah, and I like it. Alright, Leopardome, Dragonling Mechanic, and Fen Creeper. I like Leopardome a lot, and I am tempted to take it. Fen Creeper I spoke about before, but we do have a lot of 5 mana creatures, so I'm going to skip that for now. But the Dragonling Mechanic is just so good. It's a 4 for a 2/4, but it also summons a 2/1, mechanical Dragonling, which is similar to the Silverhand Knight. And I think it's just too much value for me to pass over, despite Leopardome being such a great card. I do really want to take the Leopardome, though. Alright, let's see here. Gadgets and Auctioneer, Mind Control, Tech, and Cold Light Oracle. Cold Light Oracle's okay. The fact that it gives your opponent 2 cards I don't like. Mind Control Tech, I mean, I've seen it used in Arena before, and it's not the worst card, although its value relies on the fact that your opponent has 4 more minions on the field, and I have a ton of removals, so I don't think that'll happen too often. And the fact that this can only really be used when your opponent has 4 or more minions says that this card is a card that you'll probably be using when you're already behind. And the fact that it's random makes it sort of unreliable, so I don't really like it. Gadgets and Auctioneer, I don't. Another 5-drop. I really want to avoid the 5 and over drops, but this is just the best card I can take here. Fire Elemental. Okay, I know I just said I want to avoid taking 5 or 6 drops, but this is just an amazing card. If I got only Fire Elementals after this, I would seriously consider just taking 13 Fire Elementals. Murloc Tidehunter is a pretty good card. It's another one of those 2-for-1 cards. Flame Tongue Totem we spoke about, and the fact that I'm getting so many of those 2-for-1 cards, it's actually looking like a better pick. But Fire Elemental is just too good. Murloc Raider it's a pretty cool 1 for 2/1. It doesn't have much survivability, so I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to pass on the Rocketeer for the Hex, which is just a nice, one of the strongest removal. Argent Commander. Okay, look, this is insane. I keep saying I want to avoid 5 and over, but Argent Commander is just one of the best cards in the game. Next to Fire Elemental. Fire Elemental and Argent Commander are basically like the same card. I know that sounds insane, but it's both 6 mana. They both basically deal damage as they come out, so this deals 3 damage, and this has Charge and Divine Shield, so it deals 4 damage when it comes out. And the good thing about Fire Elemental is it's a 6/5, so it'll take a beating, whereas Argent Commander is only a 4/2. The 4 damage is, rather the 2 health was nerfed recently. It used to be 3, making it a really just an amazing card, and it's still great at 2 health, but it does lose a little durability. I'm gonna take the Chillin' Yeti. I like the Earth Shock because it has silence, but like I said, Chillin' Yeti, so much value. Alright, Angry Chicken is widely regarded as one of the worst cards in the game. If I had something that I can combo it with, it'd be really funny to use, but I don't, and I'd rather not pick a 1 for a 1/1. Cold Light Seer, since I'm not running any Murlocs, kind of useless, so I guess I have to take Silver or Stampeding Kodo. Another 5-drop. My goodness. Alright, Molten Giant, South Sea Captain, and Faceless Manipulator. I'm going to skip the South Sea Captain because I don't have any pirates. Molten Giant, man, that's a pretty good card, but so is Faceless Manipulator. Just the thought of having a Ragnaros and a Faceless Manipulator is getting me all giddy. Molten Giant. See, I'm thinking here, I don't have any early game cards, kind of. I guess I have the Jungle Panthers. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, since I don't have too many early game cards, maybe I take a bunch of damage in the beginning, like the first 3-4 turns or so, making Molten Giant worth playing, but I kind of do have decent cards like the Jungle Panther and the Axe, and I have a lot of removal. So I'm going to take the Faceless Manipulator. I have a couple cards here I wouldn't mind copying, like the Gadgetzan Auctioneer, the Fire Elemental, or the Arena, Ragnaros. Yikes. Direwolf Alpha, it's like a Flame Tongue Totem in wolf form, just not as strong. Magma Rager, 3 for a 5/1. It's just not very great for the same reason Core Hound isn't very great. And I'm gonna take the Razorfen Hunter here. 3 for a 2/3. It summons a 1/1 boar. I really need to pick up a Flame Tongue Totem soon, but sorry, there's a Fire Elemental. I don't even care about my curve at this point. Okay, wow, this is a pretty good draft for me. Doomsayer doesn't really bad for this deck actually. I have a lot of creatures that bring out other creatures, so I don't want to destroy all my minions. That just seems silly. Farsight, not good. Earth Elemental, it's a 5 for a 7/8 taunt. I mean, it does have Overload 3, but come on. Another 5-drop. Gosh. Alright, cool. I finally get to take a 1-drop. Gurubashi Berserker, talked about it before. Whatever. Same with Dragonhawk and Worgen Infiltrator, a 1 for a 2/1 stealth. Really good card. Can't get picked off by mages or whatever, and you can use this to pick off their Sorcerer's Apprentice or whatever those cards are called. So it's in essence a removal. Stranglethorn Tiger, I really like this card, a 5 for a 5/5 stealth, but I can't take it. I like cannot take any more 5-drops. I mean, look at this. This is insane. Your curve is supposed to kind of go like this, but mine is like this. So I regrettably will pass on the Stranglethorn Tiger. Scarlet Crusader, I'm a huge fan of the Divine Shield mechanic. I think Divine Shield is insanely overpowered. So taking that. Well, I guess. Oh man, it's a 5-drop. Why am I getting so many 5-drops? I don't want to take this. I don't want to take this. And this actually has use. Alright, this is the last card I get to pick. Mana Addict. I have several spells here. Forked Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Hex. That's kind of it, I guess. Not really worth it. I don't have enough spells to make this worth it. Decent card, a little situational in my opinion. And Knife Juggler, I like this card a lot, and it does synergize pretty well with my 2-for-1 guys, so picking that up. Overall, pretty happy with this draft. I'm kind of curious to see how how everything will go, but yeah, I think it's pretty strong. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to end the video here, and I will be uploading several, hopefully, videos of my actual arena matches, so stay tuned for those, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.